Hello there, and welcome to the Idea Showcase, where I take one of our programs and I make a project out of it. My name is Michael. I am one of the product specialists here at LaserJumpStart, and today we're going to be looking at the FlexIt program from the FlexIt Suite. So when I was coming up with an idea for this project, I was reminded of something that I'd seen a long time ago, which was a little box with a lid on each side. You could store pills in, and you could flip it over and just store. I guess you could store any number of like small things, like maybe even screws or anything along those lines. But in either case, with that in mind, I was able to come up with this project idea right here. So I first made it in engraver's plastic, but then I switched to our MDF wood, and I'm really glad that I did that. I really like our MDF wood. It looks beautiful. It cleans up really nicely, cuts nicely. It's really consistent with how thick it is. It's just a really nice wood to be able to be working with. One thing to know, we are actually one of the only locations that will that offer double-sided and two-toned MDF wood. So as you see in this image here, this MDF wood has a birch side as well as a maple side, and you would be able to engrave on both of them. On either side, so it opens up a lot more possibilities. It looks beautiful. I love how it looks, and so I've used a lot of other MDF wood in the past, and I like this a lot more. I can't recommend this stuff enough, and we do offer it on our website. So if you're interested, check that out on our website. But in either case, let's go into Corel, and I'll show you how I made this project. So the first thing that I did was I made the box, and then I made the divider in the middle of them. So first of all, we'll make a square here. I'm going to change its dimensions to 4 by 3. And for FlexIt, to do the hinge option, it does need a curve and then a right angle. So we need to round these corners here. And that is this option right here. See, is rounded corners. I'm going to change this one to have a 1-inch radius and this one to have a 1-inch radius. So now we see it has that shape. And that's all I need to do for the outline. I can run the program, and I have these settings for my materials here. I only want it to be 1.5 inches tall because I don't want it to be very big. Live hinge is what I want. And the latch style, I have side tabs. That way it can lay flat when it is sitting on its side. And the hinge stretch -1 so that it is a little bit tighter. With those options, I'm given these pieces right here. And you will notice that it is 2 pieces here on this, this side piece. Because this longer piece will stretch over to here, and then we have this small piece here. That is so that in some circumstances it needs to have those as 2 separate pieces. In mine, I would like to have it as 1, so I will show you guys how I went ahead and combined those two. If I just welded these 2 pieces together right now, I would lose these flexes. So in order to avoid that, I need to ungroup it. So that is under Arrange, Group, Ungroup Objects. Now these 2 things are ungrouped, and I am going to align this node overlapping this other node here on this outline. And by holding Shift, I can select on both of these. So Shift and then select on the other outline. And now I want to use this option here, which is the Weld option, and that will weld those 2 pieces together. Perfect. Now it's just 1 piece, and I want to do that with this one as well. So again, select on it, Arrange, Group, Ungroup, zoom in, and align this node, overlapping that node. Hold Shift, select on the outline, and weld those 2 together. Perfect. Now it is just these 2 side pieces and these 2 pieces going from the top and the bottom. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys a really easy way to make a divider for the box. So in order to do that, firstly I will open up a box here, and I'm going to enter in its dimensions as 4 by 1.5. Again, the same dimensions as this box over here. And then I will run FlexIt in order to make this. So the same general settings as before. including the box height. I do want it to be 1.5, and then I'm going to use plug for both the top and the bottom, and that is so that it generates these holes here, because I can use these holes in order to for the holes for this middle piece, because this middle piece will fit into all of those holes there, and I can rearrange them so that this piece can fit in between all these pieces here. So I just need to rearrange and put these holes where they need to be. Right now they're all grouped together, so I'm going to use this button here to break them apart, and then I can zoom in, and I want them to still be grouped together, so at least in each of their groupings, so these 5, these 2, these 5, and these 2. So I'm going to go up here to Arrange, Group, and group those objects, and then we'll align them with this one. Nice thing about this project is all of this is symmetrical, so I just need to put it in the center. So if I drag the center here to the center of this piece, that's just where I need it. So I do the same thing for these other ones over here. So Arrange, Group those objects, drag it over here, and I'm zooming in and just to make sure I grab the center rather than the midpoint. So move that over here, and it should be right there. There we go. Perfect. Those two are done. Now I just need to get these ones done. So again, I'm going to Arrange, Group, and group those objects. This one's a little bit different since it's not on the center. It actually is on the center of this tab here, because this tab does fit into this space right here, and it is thankfully in the center, so that does make things a little bit simpler. In some other projects it might be different, but for this one it does make it pretty simple. So in order to align that properly, I'll grab this midpoint, and I'm going to align it with the midpoint of this tab. And then in order to align it horizontally here, I hold Shift and select on that outline. And then under Arrange, in Align, I can align their centers horizontally. And that makes it so that it aligns it in this orientation. Alright, and then I just do that with these ones over here as well. So Arrange, group those objects, drag it on over down here, zoom in so I can grab the midpoint and line up those midpoints, then holding Shift, select on that, and Arrange, Align, and align their centers horizontally. And there we go. Now we have those holes already, and this piece here will fit into those holes and be the divider for my final curve box, double curve box. Alright, now that I've cleaned these pieces off, I'm going to show you putting it together. Really simple. It's one of the benefits of having it to a press, having a press to fit construction. I'm able to put all these pieces together just with my fingertips here. This is one of the reasons why getting that cutting curve correct is so important. So that the pieces just fit nice and snugly together, and there isn't any wiggle room with them. And there we go. Just put the lids on the top. Perfect. Alright, and that concludes the video on the idea showcase for the FlexIt program from the FlexIt Suite. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that it helped you come up with some ideas on what you can create with the program. Check out our website to see all of our programs that we have available, as well as materials that we have made specifically for lasers, like that MDF wood. If you'd like a one-on-one training session with one of our product specialists, we can provide those services as well for a nominal fee. Check out the video on your left if you'd like to find out more about the FlexIt Suite, or the video on your right if you'd like to see more from our idea showcase. This has been LaserJumpStart, helping you make more with your laser.